It appears. Where is the city of David? Where is the Jebusite city that King David
Oh, in Silwan, no.
down there. So why we talk about this place is Mount Zion? Now, if we check in the prophets, in Isaiah, in the book of Psalms, when they talk about Zion, they talk about Temple Mount. So what's the connection to this place? Since when do we call this area Mount Zion?
Maybe since 48 only.
Much earlier. No. Since the 4th century, the traveler of Bordeaux, who was here in 333, very easy date to remember, he is the first one to mention this area as Mount Zion. And he said he was shown here 7 synagogues, with them only one was left. Which synagogues you're talking about? How many synagogues did we have in Jerusalem? Did we have in Jerusalem in the 4th century? There were Jews in Jerusalem in the 4th century? No. They were not allowed in the city since the 2nd century. So what does he talk about? I don't know. And he said that he was shown the ruins of the palace of King David. Here. No idea what he's talking about. But he doesn't mention a church here. 333. But he called this area Mount Zion. So, actually in the Second Temple period, how would I call this area?
This is a Jewish guy or a Christian guy?
No, he's a Christian guy. We don't have... Yes, thank you very much for the clarification. The Traveler of Bordeaux is the first it's the first itinerary written by a Latin writer after Christianity became a legal religion. So he has itinerary which goes over the different places he visited and he described them. This kind of texts are very, very important for us historians because they tell us what people saw in their eyes when they visited these places. Some of them wrote their itineraries based on something they've heard, but many of them actually visited the holy places and they could tell us about what they saw. And this is a very important source of information. He's the first one in Latin, the Traveler of Bordeaux. You can get a translation, of course, to English online. In Hebrew, it does not exist online. You can find it only
He said he saw David's castle and what else?
So he said David Palace and 7 synagogues, from which only one was left. But again, it's not necessarily. I mean, that's what he was told. You don't know what they showed him.
David's palace or tomb?
Palace. I didn't say tomb. So that's the first time. Now, if I want to go back to the Second Temple period, how do I call this area in the Second Temple time?
Mount Zion.
I said 4th century first time, so Second Temple, it's not Mount Zion. Mount Zion is the Temple Mount. Upper City, Western Hill. What are the borders of the Western Hill? If this is the Temple Mount, what are the borders of the Western Hill?
Central Valley maybe?
The Kidron Valley.
Yes.
Gay Ben Hinnom, Valley of Hinnom. And from the north, the
Ketef
the
Tyropian.
Transverse Valley. There's a little valley here that you cannot really feel today because the city was built many times. But this is the street that leads the market. This is the Komanus. This is the Western Hill in Second Temple period. This is the area that is called Mount Zion by Christians since the 4th century, and we all adopted the name. Now, who wants to draw the walls of the city today? Who wants to draw the walls of the city? No one there? Okay.
I'll take a shot. You gotta figure out where we're at.
Yes. This is the Temple Mount. This is Shar Yafa. Okay, not bad. Yeah.